You know, I have friends, you know, was telling me about, you know, trust things, about how, you know, relationships, whether they were personal or business, I wouldn't allow them to grow because of my view of trust. You know, I used to start people at zero trust and try to build them up and let them grow from there. But you can't grow when you start somebody at zero. Right. You're not going to be high enough. You know,
so if you have these true friends, let's say in your relationship, when you're in a marriage relationship, and they know you and your spouse, and you did something that's questionable, and you're like, okay, what's wrong? And would you confide in your true friend about that?
I might.
Okay, might. Why might?
Well, because for me, I have to go through a process. You know, I have to search and search. Because some stuff, you just already know is fine. I mean, you know, it's some stuff that you know is fine. Okay. If it's on the fringe, I mean, if it's really on the fringe, you know, that it could be yes, it could be no. Chances are, I'll be like, man, let me ask you this.
Okay.
This is what went down. And naturally, I'm arguing for my position.
Of course.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Because you think you're right.
Because I think I'm right.
Right.
You know, so I'm arguing for my position, and I'm sprinkling in enough of, let's just say, Charmaine's position.
Okay.
Right. You know, the kind of, you know, the color. You know, you always say this kind of butt. Right. And I would tell them, and I got guys that say, you know, Chris, that's jacked up.
Okay.
You know, I would say, or they would say, you know, yeah, maybe she didn't need to do that, but you. You know what I'm saying? The guys. You know, guys will, you know, some friends, you know, will be so committed to the friendship that they will not tell you.
But see, that's men.
Right.
Women, our friends are so much committed to the friendship with us that they're going to tell you when you're right or wrong. They're not going to have sides. We have a saying: if you like it, I love it. Okay? If that man's wrong and treating you wrong, but you choose to stay with him, as long as you know he's treating you wrong, if you choose to stay there, I'm going to still respect him. I'm going to still be nice to him. If you like it, I love it. But in the meantime,
I'm still telling you what's up.
I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
So, women, we have it where we have someone to communicate with to help us along the way.
Yeah.
Because even though we may be partners,
husband
and wife, we don't think alike.
Oh, yeah, no.
We don't speak the same language.
Nope.
We can say the same words. And what I'm saying, hello, and your hello is two different hellos.
Yeah, And I'm like, hey.
And I'm like, hey, that's two different. Mine's like, hey, what's up with the checkbook?
Yeah, I'm like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's just two. And if we're not communicating, and if we don't know how to communicate with each other, we get lost.
Well, let's talk about let's take that to another level in terms of relationships and friendships, because you know I think if more friends, and we're going to use true friends, right? You know, because there are folks in our circles who may not be friends at all.
Exactly.
They just in your circle, right? They acquaintances, you know, people within your sphere of contact. They're not really friends.
Exactly.
You know, but from my perspective, you know, I think sometimes our friends are giving advice, but it's not necessarily godly advice.
Oh, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? That it is more, like I said, kind of going back to the idea where we're more committed to the friendship than we are to, let's say, being a godly friend or being a friend who speaks godly things. Because it seems like, particularly in the church sometimes, that there are folks who would co-sign, you know, on behaviors that are ungodly just because that's their friendship.
Right. As
opposed to saying, you know what, you know, even if you don't say the Bible says or the Bible says, because you don't have to do that, right? You can share what the Bible says in the way that you articulate your answer.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Well, you know it's inappropriate, or you know, or it's not right for you to be texting this other woman or this other man, or it's not right for you to be, you know, sneaking off the dinner. You know what I'm saying? Or to be disrespectful to your husband, cussing him out all the time and shaming him in front of the company. Right. And I don't know that happens all the time.
Well, we as people communicate with people that a lot of times we want to side with. When we're doing foul things, we want to talk with someone that's going to put a check on our file.
Yeah.
Really do. You really don't want to hear the truth sometimes.
Right.
you have to know when we talk about friends, I have different levels of friends. I have my militant friends.
Right.
I have my
ride or die.
Yeah. I have my real good godly friends.
Yeah.
And then I have my back in the day friends.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I know who to go to for certain things. I know if I'm doing so wrong and I need some spiritual guidance,
oh yeah,
I know who to go to.
Yeah.
But I know if I want somebody to side with me because I'm being militant,
Mm-hmm.
I know who to go to.
Yeah. But is that good? Because,
that's not good.
Because we get
it's
the cherry pick.
We get the cherry pick. We get the cherry pick. But that being said, I am very careful on how I put myself out there.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know people watching me. Okay, constantly watching me. So I try, and I pray on it, but I really try to always seek advice from people that I know that are true to me, true about where I'm trying to be spiritually, and help me get there spiritually. Because I know I can do some crazy stuff.
Yeah, me too.
Okay? My saying on that is, I'm going up there, but right now I'm living here.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Because I know I can do some crazy stuff.
Right.
So I have to go to people that's going to give me some spiritual advice that I know are true spiritual advice.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's funny, I was just thinking about something that's really funny, but
Just wait some. Go ahead. That way you stay. There you go.
But you know, Pastor, it's funny with when we talk about relationships and stuff, and how we go to people for different things. Yeah, we want people sometimes to check our mess, as you said, but we know it's mess.
You know it's mess.
You know it's mess, and eventually you'll find that right person to talk to that's going to put you back on the straight and narrow.
Yeah. But do you think we have the desire? You know that. You know, and I guess it's hard for us to answer this kind of question.
Mm-hmm.
But the desire to be on the straight and narrow, the desire, because when I think about relationships, I think selfishness again drives so much of what we do or don't do. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm saying the desire for righteousness, the desire to do the right thing, the desire to do the God-honoring thing, I think comes in, great conflict with what we sometimes just flat out want. I guess, to give it a spiritual twist, it would be the battle between the flesh and the spirit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That, I know this is right, but my mind telling me no, but my body, telling me yes or whatever, or the spirit is saying, no, don't do it, or yes, do this. My flesh is saying, no, I don't want to make up with my enemy, or no, I don't want to go back home to my, husband who won't let me do what I want to do, or my wife who, challenges me on how I spend the money or how I spend my time. You know what I'm saying? And I wonder about, when folks get married, when people are dating, do we have the desire to be in the right kind of relationship, as opposed to the one that's superficial